The following program contains content that is not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the Community Media Center of Marin, it's marINSANITY.
Woo! Hey, thank you guys. Wow, fantastic to be back, huh? Welcome to marINSANITY, guys, all you people at home. Get ready for some laughs. It's going to be fantastic. Almost 3 years since we had this show in the studio. It's unbelievable. Yeah, well, we got rid of COVID, didn't we? I don't know, anyway. I had it. A couple of years ago. And I lost my sense of taste. And my buddy Juan, he said to me, "Hey, Griff, with your English cuisine, how could you tell?" Yeah, I'm English. Well, if you couldn't tell by the accent, check out my teeth. It's too late now. So, yeah. And my friend says to me, he thinks I'm developing dementia. But it's not true. I've always been stupid. Yeah. All right, I'm old. There's nothing wrong with being old. We're all old. And I don't feel old, but I don't feel my extremities either. So, you know. It's lovely to see all these beautiful people out here again. We were wondering whether anyone was going to show up because it's been so long, but here you all are. We got a couple of empties. Well, they look empty, but that's people from the fifth dimension. They're here. They're watching. You can't hear them laughing, but I can. I'm psychic. So don't worry about them. Don't sit in that seat. You'll crush his legs. Yeah. What's coming up? The solstice, right? Fantastic. Now, I don't care what your religion is or if you don't have one. We're all just celebrating the solstice, really. You've got all different names for it. You know, it's just the 1 year's over, another one's starting. It's going to be a great year next year, right? Right? Yeah. Fantastic. Because we're going to have shows here almost every month. Hopefully every month, right, Omid? We'll see. Yeah. Jaguar Motors. They're really going hard at developing this self-driving stuff, you know. And they said that their new self-driving application, whatever you want to call it, it's so good, it's almost like it's got a mind of its own. And they test drive a car today. They sent a Jag out today on a test drive, and after about 10 minutes, it leapt off the road and chased a deer into the woods. Jaguar, yeah. Thank you for that. Late laugh, but I'll take it. Yeah. So, who's getting something special for Christmas? Anybody? No? All right. Well, you guys are up for some rude jokes, right? You'll have to be, because there's going to get some, right? Yeah. You believe in reincarnation? Yes, you do. Well, yeah, I used to be Santa Claus in a previous life. Yeah, 2 or 3 lifetimes ago. And up in the North Pole, we call a woman's vagina the fireplace. And we call her mouth the chimney. So, obviously, I like to come down the chimney first. And hopefully we'll end up in the fireplace, eh? Oh, naughty Santa. Good, that's wonderful. They're all naughty. If you see one, shut the door, don't worry about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show rolling along, shall we? Yeah. That's enough from me for now. I've got some new jokes. I'm not going to give them all to you tonight. We'll save some for next month. Now, listen. Here's one. It's called marINSANITY for a reason. We're all insane. Every single one of us. We've all got different nutty problems. And this guy's no different to any of us. But he is a unique lunatic in his own right. Give it up for the wonderful Dechi.
Thank you. Give it for your host, Griffin, Daley. Yes, hi. Yeah, I'm Danny Dechi. I'm actually from San Francisco, and they actually now have a ice cream museum now in San Francisco. I went to take the tour, but they canceled it because one of their employees had a meltdown. So, anyway, hey, so a little bit about myself. Well, I don't know how old I am because my parents lost my birth certificate when they put me in the basket in the river. Yeah. But I do remember the name of the river. It was Niagara Falls. Yeah, okay. So, and, this always happens to me. Whenever I go into a store, customers come up to me, they ask me questions because they think I work there. I mean, do I look like an assistant manager? Yeah. Yeah, the other day I was over at the sports shop in the mall just minding my own business, and this guy comes up to me with a parking garage ticket in his hand. And he says to me, excuse me, sir, can you please validate me? I go, sure. You're a good person. Everyone likes you, and you smell nice. You know. Yeah, the guy goes, oh, yeah, very funny, wise guy. I was talking about my ticket. So I look at his ticket, and I say, you're a good ticket. Everyone likes you, and you smell nice. Yeah, the guy gets mad. He starts yelling at me, and the store manager comes over to see what all the commotion's about, and he fires me. Yeah, I don't even work there, and he fires me. Yeah, but I did get my 2-week severance pay, so cool. Yeah, so, sometimes I get so lonely for a hug, I just want a hug. So I go to a restaurant, and I pretend that I'm choking. Yeah. Yeah, so my favorite restaurant in my neighborhood is it's Mama's Diner. It's called Mama's Diner, and they always brag it's just like Mother used to make. The only problem is every few minutes the cook comes over to your table and complains about your father. So, also, I went to the Olive Garden, and when you go in, they tell you, "Oh, we treat you like family," and I said, "Oh, please don't do that. Don't do that." Yeah. And so anyway, how can you tell someone's a vegan? Well, whenever they open their mouth, you can hear their stomach crying. Yeah, okay, sorry. Well, so the pandemic thing and stuff, they tell us to wash our hands. They say you should wash your hands for as long as it takes you to sing happy birthday. But I like to be a little more careful, so I sing Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, and I remember when the pandemic first started, my Aunt Louise was really excited. She goes, hey, I got the Johnson. And I said, oh, you got the vaccine? And she said, no, got the Johnson. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, so, I also have been watching more TV like everybody else is. Yeah, so I saw this movie with this actress, strange name, Busy Phillips. Anybody here, Busy Phillips? Yeah. Yeah, strange name, I think. Probably her father named her that. In case someone like me goes up to her and say, hi, I'm Danny. And she'd say, I'm busy. Oh, okay. Yeah, and throughout world history, there have been so many book burnings that you would think that Amazon Books can come up with a better name than Kindle and Kindle Fire, don't you think? Yeah. And, do you see the survey on MSNBC News? It said that 62% of America's workers are having sexual relationships with someone else in the same workplace. So that got me thinking, man, I need to get a job. Yeah, my last job, I was a pizza delivery guy, and I got fired for having a perfect driving record. What happened was my boss got suspicious, and he found out that I did not have a car. I was delivering the pizzas on the bus. Well. So, so it's that time of the year, and somebody asked me if what am I going to do for Christmas, and I said, well, I'm going to celebrate Hanukkah. Kind of like that. So, yeah. So recently, I finally have a car now. I got me a real man's car. I got me a big old '79 Oldsmobile. Yeah, it gets an estimated I don't care miles per gallon, and its hood ornament is a smart car. So I took my car for a car wash and your Brazilian wax. And when I got my car back, all the carpets were gone. Brazilian wax. So I was driving my car, and I see, you've seen these people, they have a bumper sticker that says, God is my co-pilot. So I drive up to him and yell, through the window, I go, hey, buddy, maybe you should try Google Maps instead, because your co-pilot got my people lost in the middle of the desert for 40 years. Just about. Yeah, because it's that time of the year. It reminds me when I was 10 years old. It was a Christmas Eve, and my parents were tucking me into bed, and my father says to me, "Danny, my son, remember when you were 8 years old? We told you there's no such thing as an Easter bunny." I go, yeah. He goes, "Well, my son, we know that tonight's Christmas Eve, but now that you're 10 years old, your mother and I think you're old enough now that you should know that there is no God." Yeah, and we're Jewish, so here's your plastic drill, hide me, Hanukkah and sweet dreams. Cool. So I'm a big comic book fan. Any comic book fans? Okay, comic books. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I went to a comic book convention this year. Yeah, it was after the shutdown. Finally got to go to a comic book convention, but the place was really crowded, and I didn't want to wait all day in line to get an autograph. So I came up with an idea. I went up to the front door and I yelled, "Hey, Eugene, your mother's here to pick you up," and the whole place cleared out. Yeah, the only person that was left there, this woman dressed up like Wonder Woman. So I go up to her and say, "Hey there, Wonder Woman. Want to come over to my place and check out my comic book collection? I got a lot of issues." Yeah. And she says to me, "Get lost, you nerd." And I told her I can't get lost because I got my address written in my underwear. So there. Yeah. So. Smartphones. I dropped my smartphone in water the other day. You know, they say you can fix it by putting it in a bag of rice. And I did that, but I forgot all about it. And I ended up having a smartphone fried rice for dinner. Yeah, and now they have a new BDSM smartphone. Yeah, it has a slap in the face recognition. That's just another thing about foods. I actually switched my food deliveries to Imperfect Foods because Indecent Foods was only delivering cucumbers. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, let's see. So, hey, did you hear about the praying mantis couple that were having an argument? Yeah, the husband yelled back, "Hey, you don't have to bite my head off." Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gee, I was lost on that one. So, okay, anyway, how about another one? Like, what do you call two ants who run away to get married? Antelope. Antelope. Yeah. Yeah. So the other day, actually, I was attacked a few days ago. Yeah, I was actually attacked by a mugger. This guy comes after me. And then all of a sudden, this woman comes out of nowhere. She just slams this mugger right down on the ground and handcuffs him. So, I figured, hey, she must be an undercover cop. I asked her, "Excuse me, are you, SFPD?" And she says, "No, BDSM." Yeah. So we dated. And, I remember coming home one night. There she is wearing nothing but a Freudian slip. And she says to me, "So, Danny boy, are you ready for your punishment?" I go, okay. So she ties me up between these two posts and then puts a TV in front of me and forces me to watch golf. Yeah, something spanking, it's not golf. Yeah, but, we broke up anyway. She was a Republican. Yeah, I didn't see her Ronald Reagan tattoo until it was too late. Yeah, it was on her fist. Yeah. So, but that's okay. Yeah, relationships can be expensive anyway, because first you got to get the flowers and the dinner and the movie. And, if you want to get a little intimate, you got to get, the handcuffs and the rope and that giant roulette wheel with the throwing knives and a banjo. It starts to add up. Especially if you need the banjo lessons and the knife throwing lessons because you want to practice safe sex. It's that time also of the year. The Academy Awards are coming up soon. And this year the Academy Awards is going to has a new category. It's called Best Film Without Tom Hanks. Yeah, he's in all the movies. Yeah. And Marvel Studios is coming out with a new movie too. It's another superhero movie. It's about this green librarian. It's called Hulk. Hulk. I went to see this movie called I'm Number 4. It's a touching story about Mandarin beef over rice. I'm Number 4. So I'm watching the movie, and right in the middle of the movie, the guy next to me starts talking on his cell phone. And I tell him, excuse me, sir, can you please put your phone away? We're trying to watch a movie. And he does. He puts his phone away. Then a few minutes later, I'm talking on my cell phone. And this guy says to me, hey, how come I can't talk on my cell phone and you can? And I tell him, well, that's because I am a hypocrite. Cool. So, so I'm a big 49er fan. Any Niner fans? Football fans. Okay, that's cool. But anyway, I'm a big Niner fan, and I'm still rooting for them. But everybody's pretty mad at them, at the owner, Jed York, because he moved the team 50 miles south and jacked up the prices. So everybody just in the mere mention of his name, they just get mad. The other day I bumped into my friend Dave. And I said, hey, Dave, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? And he said, oh, I was in New York. And everyone on the street goes, boo, boo. Yeah. So I go to the store. I want to get some candy. I asked the cashier, hey, do you have any York peppermint patties? Everyone in the store goes, boo, boo, boo. Yeah. Then I go to the butcher and I order a pound of pork. Can I have a pound of pork? And everyone goes, boo, boo, boo. And I tell him, hey, I said pork, not York, pork. And then the rabbi goes, boo, boo, boo. Cool. Let's see, other stuff. I'm just thinking of everyone knows SpongeBob SquarePants lives in a pineapple under the sea. Yeah, so one day while he was away from his home, I carved out the entrance to his home, and now he can't get in his home anymore because SquarePants does not fit into a round hole. Cool. All right. Let's see. In the news, politics. Oh, everyone knows comedian Rudy Giuliani, right? Yeah. He's in trouble with the law. He actually might be one of the first people going to jail, but he doesn't care. Yeah, he was telling his friends, "Hey, how bad could jail be? I heard they have bars there." Yeah, and you heard of Trump, right? Anybody heard of Trump? Yeah. Anyway, so he's running again, but actually he may not be eligible to be president. He was born in the U.S., but his hair was born in Malaysia. Cool. So let's see. Maybe I should play some music too. I'm a musician, and let's see. It's that time of the year, so how about if I play a little bit? Okay, I'll see if you recognize this song. Number 2 pencil. Okay. How's it go? Oh yeah. Hey. Thank you. Okay, a little rock and roll. Okay. Okay, one more song. See if you can name this tune. Let me know if you know this song. Okay. What is Jeopardy would be the correct answer. What is Jeopardy? Yeah, thanks. Okay, well, before I get off the stage, sorry, before I get off the stage, I'm also available for birthdays. Bar mitzvahs. And also available for weddings. Thank you. I'm Danny Dechi. Thank you, everybody. Woo! Back to your host, Griffin.
Give it up for Danny Dechi. I told you it was going to get crazy, didn't I? Ladies and gentlemen, here's a wonderful lady. She's just as nuts as the last one. Old buddy of mine, Loren Kraut.
Hello. This goes, heavy. Just so you know, I would not have picked this face and this scrawny frame to represent my lofty ideals. This is not what I had in mind when I said adorable, fun-sized lesbian. This is more a cross between a scared bird and a day-old French fry. Don't I look like Woodstock in the Peanuts comic strip with the hair and the big nose? If Woodstock were an old dyke with an eating disorder and poor social skills? This is what it looks like when your self-esteem hangs by a thread. Even so, I have what it takes to get up in front of a bunch of strangers and talk about my wretched life. I don't see you fuckers up here. It takes guts to do this, not to mention an awkward childhood, followed by years of expensive therapy. And this is key, an overwhelming need to be laughed at. Thank you. That's why I became a teacher. Yeah, I thought I could change my life. Instead of one dead-end job after another, I'd get a career. Everyone said, you could be a teacher, Loren. You should be a teacher. So I got my teaching credential. But no, you botched that, didn't you? You let a bunch of middle school misfits run your self-worth into the ground. You had a meltdown in front of the principal. You tried to poison your 7th grade class. Not that they didn't deserve it. But Miss Kraut, yesterday you said the numerator was on the bottom. Today it's on top. Which is it? Miss Kraut, Miss Kraut. You don't really know, do you? I still don't know. But like I said, I don't see you fuckers up here sharing. BTW, that last one was a fraction joke for all you English majors. Okay, it's going all right. I was singing, oh no, not that one. A couple years back, I had a wake-up call that only breast cancer can give you. Ring, ring, this is the phone. It's a couple years back, so it's an old phone. Hello? Hello? Wake up, Loren, it's time to change bra size. Click. That really happened. Okay, awkward now, right? Who talks about cancer at a comedy show? Well, you're staring at her small but adorable breast right now, and you're just dying to ask, but you won't because this is polite society. That's what this is, and we don't go around asking women, which breast has the inferiority complex, did she say? No, so you just have to wonder. Of course, you can't talk about it on your way home tonight. I can't stop you there. And you have 50-50 chance of getting it right. So there's that if you want some fun later. The thing about cancer is it makes you take stock of your life. First thing I realized, I didn't want to teach anymore. Hated it. Remember joke number 1? If I had to punch another kid in the face. So what do I do instead? Stand up, where it takes twice as long as teaching to become good at it. The only difference is that now I can say fuck. Take that, Steinbeck Middle School. So I decided to prioritize. Clutter, not important. Family and friends, important. Clean clothes, not so important. Ice cream, important. Sex with random strangers, ooh, that's still important. Who am I kidding? So now I'm a slob and a slut. With Haagen-Dazs in the freezer. But over time, you forget that wake-up call. It's human nature to slip back into our old ways of being. You're going to eat right, quit smoking, be a better person, and the next day you're right outside that elementary in an unmarked van. Yes, people, cancer survivor to pedophile in 1 2-minute joke because I can. Don't try this at home. Thank you. Thank you. I was singing this song on my way here tonight. Perhaps you know it. I like to count things in my head because I have OCD. I like to drive myself insane and do so endlessly. You remember that Coca-Cola ad from the 70s? I like to teach the world to count and be obsessed like me, where everything has a number to count and sometimes it won't rhyme. Everybody, thank you. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ladies only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're not singing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. OCD is the real thing, not Coca-Cola. Now, OCD may appear to be complicated, but it's actually very user-friendly. Should you ever wish to increase the turmoil in your life, consider the following tips. You can take OCD with you no matter where you go. You want to touch the toilet seat covers for good luck? Nobody's going to be the wiser. Trust me, I know, I did it in there. Always remember that if you don't touch something now, you only have to touch it later. So I saved myself some trip. And if you're really serious about it, hoarding can begin with just one newspaper subscription. We all remember what newspapers are, right? Yeah, okay, good. Now, while I'm here, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to the Roman Empire for inventing French toast with maple syrup. Yeah, they were the first to take their bread and dip it in some beaten egg with cinnamon and then fry that motherfucker in butter. Forget about inventing aqueducts or the Roman calendar, French toast. Why is it called French toast, I hear you ask? Because Roman toast was already taken, that's why. We don't have this now. It fell out of public favor around 72 BC. But Roman toast, Roman toast was bread dipped in cat saliva with a pinch of nutmeg and then fried to perfection in a vat of jealousy and ambition. Also served with maple syrup. Shortly thereafter, the Romans invented brunch and the rude waiter. Okay, Marcus Antonius, you got 10 minutes to eat and get out. What do you want to order? Yes, that's right. Ancient Rome sounded just like Brooklyn, New York. You got a problem with that? See how I did that with the accents? Okay. Thank you. I think we find stuff in the most unlikely places, though, don't you? Like loose change under the seats on the school bus, 47 cents. Like rainbows in clouds, or compassion from an NRA lobbyist. The other day I found courage at the bottom of a bottle of Jack Daniels. Wasn't even looking for it. There it was. I was looking for oblivion. Couldn't find any of that. But courage, bravado, false hopes, fake confidence, that shit is just awash in whiskey. I also discovered mediocrity at the post office. You think you'd have to go to the DMV for that? Nope. And today, right behind the Frosted Flakes was some leftover enthusiasm. It must have been there a while. It was looking a little worn out. It was going like this. There, okay. That's a Tony the Tiger joke. You don't see those so often. What is it about being tucked in? You know how babies are swaddled? Little kids get tucked in for the night? Well, I'm a grown woman in her fucking 60s, and I tucked myself into bed last night. Why? Because I'm just rocking this sophisticated senior shit, that's why. And let me tell you, it was like being back in my mother's womb, all safe and warm, a tad claustrophobic and no Wi-Fi, but rent-free and all the amenities of a fine Motel 6. Hey, Ma, turn up the volume. I'm digging this Coltrane. Everyone should have little tucked-in breaks, don't you think, scattered throughout the day? And time permitting, we could nap afterwards. Time for my 2 o'clock tuck. See you bitches in an hour. I like it. I'm going to take it to HR. If only I had a job. It's nice to see everybody's faces again. Nobody's wearing masks. Because faces are amazing. People say, she has a kind face. He's distinguished looking. She looks just like her cat. But what if we could see each other's hearts? Not the actual whole bloody thing, no, that's gross, but the spirit and soul of each person. Because there's no deception there. You can't hide an evil soul. Why, Margaret, you're absolutely glowing this afternoon. I can see right through to your shallow, vindictive nature. To which Margaret replies, yes, Loren, and I can see your fragile hold on reality is beginning to lose its grip. People would know the real you immediately. Can you imagine such honesty in the world? You were saying, yes, you absolutely would go out with me, but that heart of yours is twisting itself into a knot. I don't know. I tell you, we wouldn't have had the mess of the past administration if we could have seen candidate Trump's spirit and soul. That's not a heart, that's a dried up prune. Well, I'm not voting for him. See how easy it would have been? Sorry, don't mean to bring everybody down by mentioning that guy's name. All right. Here about a public service announcement. You ready for this? Here are some guidelines to follow. if you ever find yourself in a psych ward. Surprise! Bet you didn't see that coming. Or maybe you did. 1, share your Rice Krispies when asked. This is not the place to make enemies. Pick your fights. Snap, crackle, and pop do not warrant a black eye. Peanut butter Captain Crunch, I stab a bitch. 2, when your doctor asks, do you have a suicide plan? Tell her it's still at Kinko's. You make copies for everyone. Do not offer her $5 to go pick it up. FYI, Kinko's does carry those hard-to-find do-it-yourself obituary kits. All sales final, cash only up front. And 3, do make friends with the phlebotomist. That's the guy who takes your blood. I find whenever a man wants to stick something into me, it's best to be on a first-name basis. You agree? Good idea. If you have any questions, see me after the show. Okay. What else do we want to say? So I'm white. I could have been a different color. The options were endless. But somebody had to grow up in a white dysfunctional home. Picture it. Small town New Jersey, middle-class white, young neurotic couple about to have their second child. Names already picked out. Loren if it's a girl. If it's a boy, Loren. Nearby a bunch of baby boomer souls hanging out, waiting to be born. This time I want more money. This time I want more sex. And not one of those fuckers had the courage to choose my parents and become white, Jewish, anorexic, OCD with suicidal tendencies, lesbian, allergic to cilantro. Yeah, I can kiss Mexican food, adios. And a comedian. I did this for you people. Where's my parade? Where is my parade? I don't see it. My last name is Kraut. It's a horrible name. People think Nazi, or worse, cabbage. All my life it's been, what's your name? Loren Kraut, as in sour. It's a slur against Germans, and we're Polish and Russian, Jews if you will. Even if you won't, we're still Jews. The thing is, nobody thought to change Kraut. No, they changed their first names. Morris became Lawrence, Rivka became Rita, Shlomo became Beatrice, because you didn't want to sound Jewish. But what about sounding like coleslaw? Did anyone consider the damage that could do to a person's self-esteem? WTF, ancestors? All growing up, I fantasized about changing Kraut, but I was afraid it would upset my father. I knew, as only an obsessive-compulsive daughter with codependent daddy issues can know, that if I changed my name, I was no better than Great-Aunt Estelle, formerly Esther the Jew, and nobody invites her to Seder. So Kraut, as in sour, it remains. No, that did not go over right. It's my last name. I can't help it. It's what we're stuck with. I haven't always been this I haven't always been this psychologically sound. I used to have panic attacks and faint at the sight of blood, mine or anyone else's. And I worked in kitchens with knives and blades, all kinds of sharp utensils. Invariably, I'd cut myself. There were always these warning signs before I'd faint. I'd get tingly all over. Everyone started looking like Steve Buscemi. I'd get dizzy, and then all of a sudden, fall down. We have a fall down. Phone. Time to the phone. That's okay. You might ask me, if you're that afraid of blood, then why did you become a chef? Well, I love the smell of charred flesh. And people think you're weird if you hang outside of burning buildings all the time. Whenever someone would slip with an oyster knife or sever their finger on the slicing machine, I'd beeline for the walk-in and begin alphabetizing the eggs. Egg, egg, egg. Turns out they're all under E. Usually the cold air helped, but all too often I'd wake up face down in a bucket of escargot, and once in some very tasty gazpacho. So one night it was just me cooking. I'm cutting a brioche, a stupid French sweet roll, and fall down. We have a fall down. The waiters were always very kind. Attention customers, the sous chef has cut herself and is passed out on the floor again, and we have a winner, table 5. You correctly guessed face up and bread knife. Congratulations. You win a free tiramisu made earlier today by the comatose chef herself. Good times, people. Good times. All right, I got to go. I'll leave you with this. Let's pause for a brief second. Okay, that's enough. And reflect on the concept of time. Everyone knows about it. We use it all the... Thank you. No, that's good. Thank you. Follow it or not. You're late. I lost track of time. You work for it, part-time, full-time, overtime, all the fucking time. You get it done in next to no time, or at your earliest convenience, fuck you, I'm busy. You took your sweet time. Come on, man, I don't have all the time in the world. First time, next time. This is the last time. You're wasting time. I got time to kill. What the hell time is it? Time's up, Miss Kraut. At any point in time. But you can't touch it, can you? And we have happy hour, children's hour, darkest hour, hourglass. Minute waltz, minute steak, New York minute, in a minute, just a second, split second, hold on a second. Who's the second? What's the first? I don't know. Third base. Well, that's my time. I'm Loren Kraut. Thanks very much.
Loren Kraut. Whoa. It gets crazier and crazier, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm having a lot of fun watching all these people. I saw this last night. I saw this guy went down for a show in San Jose. It's a long drive, but we got there, and she was running the show. I love this lady, and you're going to love her too. Give it up for Michele.
How's everybody doing? Yeah, so I just turned 50. Yes, thank you. I made a list what I wanted in a man. Everybody has to have a list, right? Do you want to hear my list? Yeah. Okay, he's got to have a job. He's got to be a good listener. And he's got to want to finger bang me in a Whole Foods parking lot. Everybody needs a good finger bang, right? It's gluten-free, it's organic, right? Yes. So I wasn't always this open about sex. I'm one of 3 daughters, and my dad's an Italian Catholic man. He always used to say, one of you is going to get pregnant. I just know it. And I thought, not going to be me. So I would freak out when a boy would, like, kiss me, you know. It's like, oh, no, pregnancy test. Holding my hand, semen's going to drip down, all the way down my arm into my uterus, right? French kissing, that's pretty risky. Dry humping, I'm pregnant and a whore. Yeah, so the shelter in place was pretty hard on me, like anybody else, right? Yeah, I live by myself with a cock-block dog. She's part Chihuahua, and anybody that comes to the house is just right here. Jumps up here, penises, vaginas. Yeah, and I had no home dick. Just me and the bitch, you know? When I did date, I dated an anti-vaxxer. Yes, he didn't want to get the vaccine because he said his cousin got 24 hours of diarrhea. I said, really, dude? Diarrhea? Because you know, if a woman had diarrhea, first of all, we get the vaccine. If a woman had diarrhea, she'd go to work, she'd take care of the kids. I want a man that can handle his shit. He was out of the question, you know. I'm not a big fan of smart cars. I feel like they're always trying to mansplain to me. Anybody else? Stay in your lane. Keep both hands on the wheels. Show me your tits, right? I drive a Corolla. No smart cars for me. Yes. I have been married twice to 2 different men at the same time. I'm a wild and crazy girl. Yeah. My second husband was a hoarder. Yes. He had a box. We had a spare bedroom, and he had a box of USB cords, a box of floppy dicks, and a box of 25 used harmonicas he bought off eBay. Yes. My dad used to say to me, who does he think he is, Stevie Wonder? I said, I wish he was Stevie Wonder. I want to be paying the rent for 25 years myself. Yeah, so my sister would say, what's he going to do with all this stuff in the spare bedroom? And I said, maybe he'll build a spaceship someday with all the USB cords and everything else. So when my vibrator broke, I threw it away. Because who wants to use vibrator? I'm not giving one away or selling one. I'm just telling you, who wants to use vibrator? Guess who dug it out of the trash in less than 24 hours? Yep, he did, my ex-husband. He said he wanted to see how, I know, right? I said, what are you doing with this? He said, I wanted to see how it works. And I said, I know how it works, and you know how it works. Yes. You know, those motors and the vibrators are pretty strong, right? He's probably going to build that spaceship someday. And that motor is so strong, it's going to shoot up in space. Elon Musk is going to be up there. This is how they're going to be. They're going to be flying. I don't know. Maybe they have wings. I don't know if Elon Musk knows what a vibrator is. Let's just say he does, okay? It's up there in space. So what I'm saying, after much thought, my pussy is going to be in space. Just call me Space Pussy. Right? Space Pussy right here. Yes. Let's see. I will leave you on this. I do believe that women should be there for other women. Help a girl out, right? Yeah. I was, just like the other day, I was in the locker room, and this elderly woman said to me, can you help me put my bra on? And I said, sure, I'm going to help you out, help a girl out. So her and I picked up her breast off the floor. I give her a little scoop, pick that breast up, put it in there. I had a shoehorn, push them together. We put that bra on. Together, teamwork. I did it. And you know what? Because teamwork makes the tits work, people. Yes, thank you. Take care. Be there for each other. Have a good week.
Well, Michele. Oh, it's lovely here, isn't it? It's all cosy. It's like being at a little party, isn't it, eh? Who's got the drugs? Come on. All right. After. I'll get you. This is lovely. I'm really enjoying myself watching everybody perform. It's been great fun. You know, my grandma lived 102 years. It's fantastic, eh? And I was thinking, I might make it. I might make 100. You know, I'd like to live to be 100. It's not that I love life that much. I just want to be a burden on the family, you know. He's a good buddy of mine. He's going to close out the show. He's the headliner. We've been working together for 12 years or something, all these different shows. It's fantastic. Here he is, Juan Carlos.
Oh, thank you very much. Keep it going for your host, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let him hear it. He's walking away. He's not getting paid. Come on. Give it up for all the comedians tonight. Very funny. Everybody was amazing. I'm not the headliner or the funniest guy. I'm just a Mexican who was willing to work overtime, okay? That's I work in the kitchen in the back, okay? I'm on my 15-minute break, okay? Oh, man, having a great time. Are you guys enjoying the holidays, by the way? Yeah? Come on, Grinch. Come on. You guys, Christmas is coming up. Come on, huh? Big round of applause for Christmas. Come on. There we go. Let's get that. I love Christmas, man. I do. I love Christmas. Let me tell you, I came to this country and I grew up in an all-American neighborhood, went to an all-white elementary. I was the only Mexican kid there, so I felt different than any of the other kids the whole year. The only time I felt equal to the other kids was Christmas morning. Because Christmas morning comes, and every kid in the whole world has the same feeling. And it's that feeling of anticipation, right? Christmas morning comes, your mom gives you a gift. You want to know what's inside that gift, right? Does that make sense? But see, nowadays, they make it so hard, don't they? When your mom gives you a gift, they make it so hard to take off the, how you say in English? You have to take off the, not the package, not the wrapping, not the bow, no. The security tag. You have to take the security tag. Because if you go to Macy's, it's like, As a Latino kid, you feel good if you go to Macy's and it makes a noise, you know what I'm saying? Because it's harder to steal something from Macy's than from Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, your parents really love you. They risk going to jail for you. You know, they care about you. I don't know, is that just me? Okay. I came to this country around this time. That's why I like it so much. I came to this country during Halloween, man, and I love Halloween. You guys like Halloween? It was amazing. Halloween for Mexicans is special because Halloween is the only time in the year where you can pretend to be somebody you're not, right? And that's what we do all the time because I'm not legally in the country, so at work I'm pretending to be John Smith. You know what I mean? Like, no? Okay. Welcome to the free show, okay? This is the kind of entertainment you get for free, okay? It's not gonna get any better. I'm the last guy, okay? I don't know, man. Halloween was amazing, I'm telling you. You're going out there, you know, per neighborhood. We used to get in a van and we got a ride to the white neighborhoods, you know, the really rich white neighborhoods for that nice candy, you know, the Kit Kat, the Snickers, you know, the nice candy, right? It's different now. The white kids, they get a ride to the Mexican neighborhoods for the tamales and the atole and all that Mexican food, you know, it's yummy, you know. But here's the thing, I love Halloween so much, man. I absolutely loved it. For one Halloween, I started reading, learning English. You know, I became an American kid all of a sudden. I knew English, started reading a lot of Mark Twain books. So for one Halloween, I got the bright idea of dressing up like Huckleberry Finn, you know? And we're like farmers, you know, so I had the straw hat and the overalls, you know. My best friend's black, so we went together, you know. We went to 19 houses that Halloween as Huckleberry Finn. Nobody got it. Everywhere we went, they were like, oh, little landscaper like that. I'm like, no, it's supposed to be Huck Finn. Huck Finn. One lady's like, little landscaper like that, who's probably not around. And I'm like, how do you know my dad's not around, you know? I don't know. I guess as a male, like as a grown male now, it's the Halloween's amazing, I guess. I don't know, you know. Because I'm like a people watcher, you know. And I like to go to bars during Halloween and see all the creative costumes that girls come up with, you know, like the sexy librarians, you know, sexy nurse. I don't know. I appreciate the effort, you know. I know you guys think pig, but no, I appreciate the effort. Like, you know, they come up with all these wild ideas. It's all sexy everything, you know. And I went to this party and there was this girl and she had a ponytail, glasses. She was holding a book and she had like a schoolgirl outfit. And it was a very, very small schoolgirl outfit. Like, it wasn't like regulation size. It was really, really small, you know. And I thought to myself, oh my God, it's Britney Spears from that hit music video, Hit Me Baby One More Time, you know. And I watched that video like 15 times a day when I was 33, you know. So I love that video. So I had to say something. I went up to her, I'm like, oh my God, Britney Spears from Hit Me Baby. I love that video. You're amazing. And she was like, no, this is not Britney Spears, you pig. I was like, well, you got the glass. She was holding a book. I'm like, she's like, no, this is not Britney Spears. This is Sexy and Frank. And I'm like, oh, shit. No, it's not. I know. And, you know, this is why I got so, like, frustrated and upset. It's because, like, me and Anne Frank, we're, like, equals. You know what I'm telling you? Like, not like that. But I mean, think about it. Like, my family was also living in an attic, and we were afraid of somebody in uniform coming in to pick us up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Free comedy, okay? Free comedy. From some Mexican guy. I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this, but Latino men, we know our way around the American woman. We do. I was together with an American girl for 8 years. The relationship was explosive because she knew what I liked in bed, and I knew what she liked in bed, and we both liked to talk dirty to each other in our native language. And it was simple things, too. Like, we were making love, and I'd be like, Mamacita, te voy a hacer el amor bien rico. Like a Mexican tiger, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they got Mexican tigers. I don't know. I know nothing about tigers. You know, the only thing I know about tigers is that bitch Carol Baskin killed her husband and then fed it to the tiger. Like, that's the only thing I know about tigers. I know that they like to munch on dead husband booty. That's the only thing. And in return, she would say things to me in English, things that get me going, things that get my blood pumping, things that get me hot. You know, we were making love. She'd be like, "Oh, baby, I like this so much. I would legalize you right now. Where's that piece of paperwork?" She introduced me to her parents, and her mom was from this place called Lake County. And I don't know if you guys have been to Lake County, but there's two things that I don't like in Lake County: books and Mexicans. And I know how to read. You know, the very first question her mom asked me, she's like, "Are you dating our daughter for the green card, Juan Carlos?" Because she wasn't that pretty, and the word had gone around. I'm like, "No, we're trying to make this work because we think she's pregnant." Okay, and. The joke wasn't me because she was pregnant, you guys, and it wasn't even my kid. So what's up? This lady, we're having dinner, you know, and she started asking me all kinds of questions. She asked me, she's like, "Do Mexicans like to go camping?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, what kind of question? Of course we like to go camping, you know. When I was a kid, my stepdad would take me camping all the time, and it was real camping too. Not the kind of camping you guys do with the RV, DirecTV, Lazy Boy furniture, microwave, Hot Pockets. No. My stepdad would take me up to the hills in Humboldt County for 3 months in the summer. And let me tell you something. Your stepdad takes you camping up in Humboldt County, you learn a lot of things. Like I learned about irrigation systems, fertilizers, why not to be a snitch, because my stepdad's El Chapo. We were growing weed up there, so that's, no, okay. Is it going to be snitch? You didn't understand that good because that was not Spanish. Contrary to popular belief, I don't speak Spanish. And we're thinking, Juan Carlos, if you don't speak Spanish, why do you talk with such thick, sexy Spanish accent, you know? The answer is very simple, you guys. I went to public school here. Okay, this is how you talk when you go to high school here. I don't know, man. I was able to graduate from college 6 years ago. Give a round of applause to me because not a lot of Latinos get to do that. Yeah. I went to Columbia University, and when I say Columbia University, what I really mean is La Universidad de Colombia in Bogota, which is a different Colombia, but I was under a Pablo Escobar fellowship program. I studied supply and demand trade. My stepdad El Chapo said, "You go to Columbia University and you study tunnel engineering, you know, because you don't have to climb a wall if you can just go 4 feet underneath." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. When I came back, though, I'm from a really rough area of Santa Rosa, like gang infested. I was second in command in the local gang. But when I came back, I took over the organization because the leader of the gang had passed away. And by passed away, I mean he got shot in the face and killed. But then what I realized is that what we were doing in Moreland Avenue, we were growing weed in Moreland Avenue. And I know you guys thinking, you know, weed, you know, there's a big demand, but there's also a very high supply. So it doesn't make sense anymore to grow weed. So I stopped that, you know, because I had a good education. I knew about economics. I know about, you know, how stuff works. So we're no longer growing weed in Moreland Avenue, you guys. We are now growing kale because, you know, that people will, they'll pay the same amount of money for a pound of kale than for a pound of weed. You know what I'm saying? You get pulled over with a pound of kale, it's not a felony. You know what I mean? Like, they'll take my car away, but that's because I don't have a license. I'm not legally in the country. How you guys like? So we're not wearing the masks anymore. That's good. That's great. Feels good about. I'm gonna be honest with you guys with the whole pandemic thing. You know, it was different for Mexicans than Americans. You know, we had a different pandemic. Now, I've been living in this country for a long time, so I kind of feel like an American, but I still think like a Mexican, you know? So when the governor came out and he said, "We're gonna quarantine for a couple of weeks, we're not gonna go anywhere, we're just gonna sit back, stay at home, be safe." You know, as an American, I was, you know, like worried, you know, I was like, "Oh shit, this is serious," you know? But as a Mexican, I was like, we're finally gonna take a break. Like, that's kind of nice, you know, because Mexicans, when we go on vacation, we do side work, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, it was kind of nice. I was just gonna relax for like 2 weeks. Finally, I get a break. I was so happy. And then he's like, "Except for a few essential employees who still," I was like, "Oh, shit, that's us." Oh, man. Because you can't Zoom grow vegetables, you know? Like, somebody has to do the cleaning and the roofing and shit. Like, oh man, I was like. But here's the thing about like the pandemic, though. I found out, because we Mexicans, we went from being called stinking Mexicans to essential employees in a week. Like it was kind of nice, it was. And you know what? Here's another thing. It's like I was driving to work one day and I got pulled over. And I was like, oh, shit, because there was like a 50-50 chance of getting beat up or getting your car taken away from you, I was terrified, and I was like, oh, man. Get pulled over. The cop comes over. His partner's still in the car. He looks at me. He puts his light on me. And he looks at me and look at him. And he looks at his partner. And he's like, let him go, Steven. He's an essential employee. I was like, holy shit. Like, that's pretty nice, man. That's good. That's good. Are you guys all single, married? No, single? Oh my God, very in between. I love that. I love how you guys were like, dating is weird, man. It's weird. But this is what I found out. Like it's, I think like we're at the point where like men and women, we're like completely equal, And I think that what happens is that like women, that you guys know how to word things better. I'll give you an example, You go on a date, you talk to a guy who's unemployed. You ask that guy, what do you do for a living? This is the way we answer. Oh, shit, I'm in between jobs. And then we scratch the head, I'm in between jobs. You go on a date, you ask a girl what she does for a living. She's unemployed. She'll be like, oh, I'm a Reiki master. Oh, shit, like, you know what I mean? Because Reiki, like, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't know what that is, It sounds, like, fascinating, And then master, like, that means she knows, like, she's, from her fucking field, she's the best, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That was not a good joke. I don't know. Sometimes I try to, like, stay away from the Mexican jokes and just jump into the white people jokes, and it doesn't work, That's why we stick around with the Mexican jokes a lot. This is what I'll do. I usually don't do this, but I don't know how long I'm supposed to be up here. How long were the sets, by the way? Like 10, 15 minutes? I don't know. I'm sweating like a fucking hog right now. I usually don't do this, but I'll do this because, I think the culture should come together. I think we should all be one. And even though you guys don't think you have anything in common with me, especially you, sir, with the red shoes and the nice shirt. Nice ensemble there. I see what you did. Red, boom. Very settled, but good. You got the glasses. You probably think we have nothing in common. I'm going to change your mind. Couple of words I'm going to say. You're going to be like, holy shit. Are you ready? This is the Americanized version of my act. I was having brunch at Whole Foods Wednesday morning. See? I'm telling you. You look like the kind of guy who has money to go to Whole Foods, not fucking Trader Joe's. You know what I mean? Like, you guys been to Whole Foods? You know what I mean? Whole Foods, the fucking food tastes like shit. It's expensive as hell, but you have it because you think you're doing something good for your body. And I'm there at the cafeteria. It's packed. There's only one seat. It's the one in front of me, of course. A guy comes up next to me, and he's in a three-piece suit, man bun, nice beer. He says, excuse me, sir, would you mind if we share a table? And I was like, all right, the guy smelled really good. He looked presentable. I was like, sure, why not? He sits in front of me, and then we start having a conversation. He starts talking about politics, music, culture. And the more he talked to me, the more comfortable I got. And in the middle of the conversation, I realized, oh my God, this guy's flirting with me. And I'm not gay or anything. But I've been in a lot of shitty relationships, and just to have somebody pay attention to me for a change, it was kind of nice. And he wasn't persuasive, he wasn't pushy, he was saying the right things at the right time. And I thought to myself, maybe God wants me to go gay for a year. I don't know. I'm at Whole Foods on a Wednesday morning eating lightly steamed Brussels sprouts and vegan macaroni and cheese. It's not that big of a push, you know what I mean? And the guy smells so fucking good too. His smell is refreshing. It was like some kind of like lavender with fucking lemon. I don't know. He didn't put too much on, which I appreciate. You know what he smelled like? He smelled like success, and I've never had that in me. So I thought to myself, let's go gay for it. What's the worst thing that can happen, really, I've been doing this fucking thing for 43 years. Nothing has worked. Like, let's give this a try. fuck it, why not? You know? You know what it was like? It's like when you're really thirsty, and somebody hands you a tall glass of water, but it has a sliced cucumber inside. You look at it, you think that cucumber's not supposed to be in there, but then you have it, and it's so fucking refreshing that you think to yourself, I've been missing out. Like, that's how I felt, you know? I don't know, he was holding my hand, and he had like rough fucking hands. Mine are soft. It was like a good mixture, you know? I'm from Moreland Avenue. I'm like a gang member, you know? I was like this fucking, I was like, I'm more of a man. I can probably take extra dick than the regular man can. I don't, you know, I started like picturing the scenarios into what would happen, you know? But then I thought to myself, oh, there's no way my body could handle that kind of punishment. Because I could picture him pushing my head deep down against the pillow, going to work on me. And I thought to myself, I'm going to have to get some kind of Pilates class or just to get my body back in shape. Like, I could just feel him, you know? I could just fucking feel him, like, hugging me and shit, you know? I don't know. Is that too much? I don't know, because you guys wanted us to speak English right here. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just, it was too much, man. It was too much. I know, Griffin. I don't know what that means. You're on the other side. He's like a fucking assistant manager over there. He's like, we got more people, more plates, okay? You gotta keep working. But I'm just glad that we're out here, man. We finally get to do what we love. All the comedians, you know, this is what we love to do, man. Yeah, keep going, man. Keep going. Yeah, and you know, for comedians though, it was the hardest. You know, we all have regular fucking jobs, you know, and this is the only time that we feel special, you know. We all have fucking problems. Nobody likes us. But we tell people that we're comedians, you know, and that's fucking cool. But if you don't do shows, then you're not really a comedian. So that's and it works too with the ladies through Griffin. I always tell a lady, I'm like, I'm a comedian. She's like, aren't you like a roofer? I'm like, yeah, but right now I'm a comedian, okay? Hey, you guys, thank you so much. My name is Juan Carlos. Keep it going for your host. What an incredible, look at that. Look at it, Jack.
Juan. I was going to say stay up here because I'm bringing all the comics up for a last hurrah. Yes. Yeah, this is as Juan was saying. Yeah, we just totally get off on doing this. Don't try it. We don't want any more. We got enough of us. So no more comics, please. We got enough comics on the bill. So listen, this has been great fun. For us, for me, looking at all your beautiful faces. And we're going to have another one in a couple of months. Give us your email addresses or something as on the way out, you guys, so that we can let you know when the next show is going to be and you can all come down. And bring some buddies, bring some more people, right? You've had fun, right? Yeah. Now louder. You've had fun, right? And you too? Yes. Well, that's great. And you people at home, you know you've had a blast. Oh, you don't get this much laughing watching the telly, do you? Unless it's Seinfeld, but that's all done. They've done it all. You've seen it all 5 times. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a last round of applause for Danny Dechi, Mel Michele, Loren Kraut, and Juan Carlos, and Griffin. And yourselves for being fun. You're great people. Thanks a lot, guys, and good night.